Fun. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Good morning. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Technology likes to do this occasionally, and oh, here we are. Here we are live. Okay. Oh, all sorts of fun. Couldn't do screen sharing. Couldn't get the little live banner up to this morning. Never mind. We are here. All good. Give me a like and a love if you're here. I can see one person watching me. I'm going to watch from my screen here. I'm going to hopefully use my phone today to take a few snaps. So what we're making today is my blueberry glazed tofu, which is absolutely delicious, and I don't think we need that today. Yeah, I found a version of this recipe a friend sent me, and there were a few bits and pieces in it that I either didn't have or didn't want to include, i.e. oil. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to see if I can make a version of this with the ingredients that I do have, and obviously take out the oil. And oh my god, it was so good. So had to bring that one to you today. And you saw the picture that I posted. That got a lot of attention, and it was as delicious as it sounds. So I'm going to be making the tofu today. I'm going to make a side of black rice to go with it, and then also lightly steam some green beans and some broccolini. But you can have it with whatever you want, basically. But that's just what I'm going to have it with. So I'm going to put on my rice now. Back there, I've just got half a cup of black rice that I'm just going to put on to boil. That'll probably take about half an hour or so. So first thing we're going to do is get the tofu ready. So I've just got a block, about 450 grams here of firm tofu, kind of extra firm tofu. So take off the packaging, throw that away. Now you can press all the moisture out of the tofu if you want to, pre-press it. I'm not going to. I'm going to put it in the air fryer, and usually the air fryer sucks a lot of the moisture out and it can get a little bit dry. So I'm just going to prepare this whole block. I'm going to cut it up into squares. I'm going to cut each part. So you can see there I'm cutting each half into 4 more blocks. Turn it to the side, cut down, and then I just want to cut it into roughly even squares. I think they're probably about 1 centimetre squares. Doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to put them all into a mixing bowl here, because we're going to coat them and get them into the air fryer. How's everyone doing today? How's your Friday evening or your Saturday morning going? Drop me a comment. Right, so we've got the tofu in there. And what we're going to add to this is 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos. I think Bragg's aminos is probably the same. Before I put that in, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of corn flour, also known as cornstarch. There's something else, arrowroot you can use as well. So just 1 tablespoon of that. I'm going to just get that all over, mix it all through. And then 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos. And this is kind of form a little bit of a marinade, but more of a coating. And with my fingers and my hands, I'm just going to get in there and make sure that all of the tofu gets coated with that mixture. So the cornstarch is going to make the aminos a little bit thicker, so not quite so liquidy. And then we just want to make sure that whole mixture is nicely coated. And then I'm going to pop it into my air fryer. I'm just going to throw the whole lot in actually. I'm not going to worry that I've got a drainage hole at the bottom where all the liquid can drain through. I'm not going to worry about that so much. Then I'm going to pop this on for about 15 minutes at 180 Celsius. But I want to check it every 5 minutes or so just to make sure that it's not all sticking to the bottom because of the aminos. And then I'll just mix it all up, make sure that it gets even coverage of cooking. Off we go. Alrighty. So next up, grab my pan so we can see it over here. The easy part. Okay, so where are we? Comments? I can't see comments on here. Just exiting. I haven't watched one of these from my laptop. Sorry, from my iPad before, so I can't see if there's any comments. Anyway, and I totally forgot to take photos and videos of that. Okay. Right, moving on. Now, in here, in this bowl, you can't really see them. I have put 1 cup of what were frozen blueberries, and I thawed them overnight. So I'm going to pour them all in there, and by thawing them, they become beautifully juicy. So I'm going to put all of that in there, including the juice. And I found some blackberries too. We're coming into blackberry season now. So I just bought a little punnet, oops, and I'm going to add a few blackberries to it as well. Not too many. And to my blackberries, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. 2 tablespoons. It's very, very, very easy. 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. Make sure you're getting the pure stuff, not the processed sugar stuff, not the added sugar stuff. 2 tablespoons. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon, sorry, half a teaspoon of, I'm using chili paste, but you can use chili flakes, you could use chili powder. Just watch the heat if you're using either of those. If you're using a very hot chili powder, you might end up blowing your socks off. So just make sure that you are adding the chili to your taste. You might just want to start a little bit lighter and add it as you go, but half a teaspoon of this chili paste actually works well for me. And then I'm using some allspice. I'm going to use 1/4 of a teaspoon allspice. And over. Now that may need a little bit extra balsamic or maple, given I've added a few more berries in there, but the berries themselves are going to add to some juiciness and some flavour. So I'll just taste and see. I'm just going to pop that on a medium heat. What we're going to do is reduce. We're going to get all the juiciness out of the berries. It's already pretty juicy, but the berries will start to release their juice a little bit more, particularly the ones that were frozen. Then we're going to mash them. Right, so it really is that simple. And now I've just got to keep abreast of what's going on with the tofu and give that a stir or a shake every few minutes. Okay. And what I'm going to do next is just prep my green beans and my broccolini. And I'm just going to do this incredibly simply. I just literally cut off some of the stems of the broccolini. I'm not a big fan of eating the whole stalk, and I'm also not a big fan of all the leaves. They're probably incredibly nutritious, and I probably shouldn't throw them away, but I mean, there's something fussy within me. So, so I rip off the leaves. And yeah, so I've just got a whole bunch here. I'm just going to prep the whole bunch. I probably won't eat it all at once. This is probably going to serve me up maybe 2, maybe 3 meals, depending on how hungry I am and what else I've eaten in the day. People often ask me, what is a serving size? How much should I be eating? There is no such thing as a serving size, I'll just let you know. There are suggested serving sizes, but a serving size is how much food it takes to take you from hunger through to satiation. If you are looking to lose weight, you want to make sure that you're not overeating. You want to make sure that you're only eating to satiation. So that is where you still have a little bit of room left in your stomach, but you're not starving. You're no longer hungry. If you're looking to maintain your weight, you can fill it up just a little bit more, fill the tank a little bit more. And if you are looking to put on weight, if you're looking to build muscle, put on weight of any sort, you want to make sure that you're eating past satiation. You want to make sure that you're eating to quite full, especially if you're wanting to put on muscle. That requires, you're trying to grow new body tissue. So in those cases, you want to make sure that you're eating past satiation, well past. And so I'm going to check this now. Check my tofu. Okay, there's a few pieces just starting to get stuck to the bottom. So by mixing these up, we prevent that sticking and put it back in. It keeps on going. Right, so yes, if you are trying to build extra body tissue, make sure that you are eating to stuffed, basically. My ex-husband used to be a bodybuilder at one point. The amount of food that he ate was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. It requires eating a lot of calories to create new tissue. There's a lot of talk about how you need to eat more protein. Well, you actually just need more of everything. Your body needs more of everything. So a lot of bodybuilders like to focus just on protein, but your body needs it needs more carbohydrate, it needs more micronutrients, it needs more of everything in order to make new tissue fast. So we don't need to focus just on upping protein. We don't need to focus on protein powders. We just need to focus on getting more high quality nutrients into the body. Okay. And yes, for weight loss, so if you're wanting to lose weight, it's about making sure that you are really paying attention to your body's hunger cues and eating to satiation, eating to the point where you no longer feel hungry. And that can often creep up on you sooner than you think. We tend to get used to serving ourselves a particular sized meal We often get very used to just finishing our plate. We tell ourselves stories like it's a waste of food if I don't eat it all. What's the point leaving a little bit behind? A little bit won't matter. But every time we say that, it's adding more fuel to our body that we don't need, potentially, and it's not giving our body the chance to tap into our reserves. So yes, if you are trying to lose weight, what you eat is hugely important, 100%. But how much you eat is also a massive factor, and paying attention to your own body's hunger and satiation cues is vitally important in these times. Okay, so we have berries cooking nicely over here. Turn the heat up just a little bit. It's almost, berries and blackberries are not quite ready to be mushed yet. What I'm going to do is pop in my green beans and my broccolini into my microwave just for a couple of minutes each. When I eat this, I'm not eating it as soon as I've cooked it because I've just had breakfast, but I am going to just steam them so that they're ready to eat. So when I do reheat it later, I'll either have it cold, this meal cold, or I will reheat it in the microwave again. So I don't want to overcook these veggies right now. So I'm just going to steam them a little bit in the microwave. To do that, I'll just add a little bit of water, pop them in for about a minute. I see Jessica's watching. Hi Jess, and Irene. How are you doing? What's been happening today? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Okay, so we've got the berries are now starting to really bubble over here, which is great. And I'm going to check this tofu again. Yeah. See that? It's just starting to get nice and brown. I just want to make sure that it doesn't stick. See that? All right. Put that back in. The beans are done. These have got about 4 minutes left. Ooh, nice and steamy. And perfect. And I'm moving pretty slowly with this recipe so that I can talk to you at the same time, not rushing through it. Could cook it a lot faster than I am. Okay, got another minute for the broccoli. You need some water. Right, my berries are really coming on now. So what I'm going to do is start mashing them. Hey Jess, and I see Renee is watching as well. Hi Renee. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get my potato masher out and just do some squashing. Oh yeah, they look good. Smells amazing too. The allspice really gives it a different smell. Delicious. The smell reminds me of the preserving that my mum used to do when we were growing up, when we had fruit trees, and we would also go and pick berries, and she would make lots of fruit jams and things like that. Oh, it's delicious. And let's just have a taste. Oh, so good. Got that little hint of chili, just for a kick, and the allspice just really rounds out the flavour. It's beautiful. Okay, and now my broccolini is nicely steamed too. And I'll just take it out of there because I don't want it to sit in water. Greens are done. Rinse that out. Okay, the tofu's got 1 minute to go. And when that's finished, I'm going to add it to the glaze. So it's ready to go. Where's my tofu? Where's my rice at? Rice is not far away. Hi Lynn, you're back. How you doing? Happy Saturday morning. Looking forward to catching up later today. Okay. Oh yes, this is looking good. It's getting really sticky now, starting to get nice and sticky and real jammy. And we've got about 1 minute left on the tofu. What I would love to do is actually have my stove right here, so it's right in front, so you can see everything that's going on one day. So good. Seriously, you have to try this. Tofu's done. Oh yeah, it's looking beautifully brown now. That's a combination of the cooking and the aminos. Just make sure it's not stuck to the bottom. It does get a little bit stuck, but if you keep just mixing it up and tossing it up every 5 minutes or so, it just prevents really gnarly sticking. And evens the cooking. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to add all of this to the jam. Oh, amazing. And then we're just going to coat everything really well. And turn the temperature down, or else we're going to lose all the moisture. But you really want the blueberry glaze to be nice and sticky. Oh, this is delightful. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna move you all over here in a moment. Bring the camera over here so you can see. Oh, so good. Come for a walk with me. Whoops, where are we? Where's my kitchen? There it is. Look at that. What do you reckon? How divine is that? So you've got to make this yourself. You've got to have a go at it. And it is so delicious. All right, so now that all of that's done, I'm going to turn that off. My rice is also done, so I'm going to just drain that out. And then time to serve. I'm just going to serve up some beautiful black rice. I love black rice. So nutty. Serve black rice in the bottom. Left hand is not strong enough to lift this all on its own. Okay. And then some of our beautiful blueberry and blackberry glazed tofu on top of that. And then I'm just going to throw, excuse fingers, but I'm the only one eating this. I'm going to throw in some just delicious steamed greens and broccolini to the side. And there we have it, folks. Ooh, make sure it doesn't fall out of the bowl. There you go. It is absolutely wonderful, and that glaze then just permeates all through the rice and over your steamed greens as well. And if there's any like sticky glaze left in the pan, you can be adding it to that as well, and sort of making it a little bit like a sauce. But it's actually quite rich, so you don't want too much of the flavour in there. Just a little bit really helps to make everything zing. So there you go. Are there any questions that you have about that? So looking forward to lunchtime. Oh my goodness. Put that away for later. Do you have any questions about that? Do you all feel confident going away and making that yourself? It's a very, very quick recipe. What's the time now? 10:37 my time. So, and I know we got started late, so it's probably only about 20 minutes. And I've been standing here just doing it slowly so you can follow me and so I can talk to you as well. So it really is very, very quick. Any questions before we finish up this morning? Yeah. I can't wait to see you posting this recipe in the group, Jessica, seeing what you think of it. Got some blackberry seeds all over me. Alrighty. Thank you, lovely people. It was great to see you on today. And if you didn't quite catch the whole video, go back and watch from the start, and I'll post the recipe into the comments of this video as well, so that you can just pick this up and run with it if you didn't write anything down. And I will hope to see you in a couple of weeks' time when I'm going to look for a new recipe to bring you as well. I'm always on the search for new amazing food that is really easy but really, really delicious as well. Okay, I will see you for now, folks. Ciao for now.